performance, pushing limits, seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Final stone.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on,
Every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
it's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits, seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Final stone.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! What a shot! John Schuster! Oh my goodness! A third of a rock for... That would make sense when I do the curl.
Well, we got to not kill that. It's got to just be in the catch zone.
I mean, my gut.
Close. Last drop. Yep. 8-10.
Close.
The tie to 5. Isabel Brano.
Meet the team starting on sheet A. First up, throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with a record of 1-0, curling out of Geneva, Switzerland, Team Yannick Schwaller. Their opponents throwing the Red Rocks, coming in with an 0-1 record, curling out of Houston, Germany, Team First up, throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with an 0-1 Rocks coming in with a 1-0 record, curling in a St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, Team Gushue. And on sheet C, first up, coming in with an 0-1 record, throwing the Red Rocks from Zurich, Switzerland, Team Xenia Swallow. And throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with an 0-1 record, curling out of Sunderberg, Sweden, Team Rano. And on sheet D, first up, throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with a 1-0 record, curling out of Changchun, Korea, Team Ha! And throwing curling fans, be as loud as you want when you want, but please, no flash photography. Games will begin momentarily. Good luck to all, and good curling.
Championship. Second draw of the day. Tyler George here with two-time Scotties champion Chelsea Carey. Team Jacobs taking on Team Gushue in our feature matchup. Taking a look at the lineups. Two changes for Team Jacobs this week. At lead, Connor Negevan. At second, Tyler Tardy. And, of course, the regular back end. Third, Mark Kennedy. And skip, Brad Jacobs. Coming in hot for the first shot of the matchup, Team Gushue. Starting things off. Their standard lineup, of course. Jeff Walker throwing first stone. Brendan Botcher throwing second stones. Mark Nichols at third. And the skip, Mr. Brad Gushue. Chelsea, two top teams. Very familiar with both squads for a long time now. And for Jacobs, obviously, a little lineup switch. Ben Hebert,
nationals as well in between the Brier and the World Championship. So he's been very busy taking this week off to prepare for the Mixed Doubles World Championship, where he and wife Jocelyn Peterman will try to secure Canada's spot for mixed doubles in Milan Cortina.
just last week. Good to come off it with a win. Obviously, had their sights set on the championship. The one thing that's eluded I would say some momentum, but kind of a strange feeling. Like, you feel good, but you didn't reach the goal you were looking for. Now you have this one extremely competitive event to finish off your season and trying to get your mind right to compete once again.
Yeah, definitely a little bit different, but I almost wonder if having these two new players, basically spares at the front end, might help with that. It's a different team, it's a different energy. You maybe get up to play a little bit with, you're trying to be a good teammate and do all the right things for your couple of new spares. So that could be a helpful thing potentially for Team Jacobs.
And not an unusual thing to see for this particular tournament, too, with teams bringing in spares for the end of the season because of the reasons we talked about, or other various reasons where players just may not be able to make it at the end of the year. We played in the 2016 Players Championship with Pat Simmons second for us, which was an amazing experience. And it did definitely give us a little kick in the butt, get us going, and learn from Pat on the fly. For this situation, it may be the reverse, where the substitutes coming in, especially for a younger player like Tyler Tardy, who's played extensively on the men's tour, still getting to play in the Players and getting that type of experience with a team like this, just as he did in the World Championships, invaluable.
Absolutely great experience for both of these guys. Not that they don't have plenty of experience. They certainly both do. Connor having played with Jason Gunlickson, and then the last couple of years with Reed Carruthers and with Brad Jacobs even on that team as well. So there will be some familiarity there, which is helpful. But for Tyler and Connor, their team's not qualifying for this event, so would have been watching from home, and now with the opportunity to come here and play in what is the penultimate Grand Slam of curling event, perhaps the most prestigious curling event in the world. And always just such a great time here in Toronto to be downtown, lots of stuff to do. This building is so cool. I always loved playing here, the old Maple Leaf Gardens, and so great opportunity for Connor and Tyler in this event.
Feel good. Feel good.
Bunch of guards in play, starting things off. Tardy able to open up the center. So it is Brendan Botcher throwing his second stone, trying to replace the center guard.
A little bit. Hard. We're in the logo. We're over curling on the logo. Doesn't need to curl. Line's closed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. On the logo. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Let it stop. Let it stop. Whoa. Good. Thanks. Feels a sliver warmer out here, I think, than yesterday.
Tardy once again playing the run. Sticks it.
Throw, Tyler.
Side of the 4-foot. Shooter stays.
Turn. Toss. Thought he was good at the hog line.
Yeah, just finished up on them a little bit there. They thought that was close to being made any thinner, and you both roll to a corner guard. And so not quite an opportunity for Mark Nichols.
Just a little patchy right now for speed, that's all.
Let the players out there do some of the heavy lifting for us during this game as well, with getting to listen in some of the best in the world, the best of all time. We can still learn at our advanced ages.
Absolutely, we can. Some of these guys are
retain it.
Yeah, some of these guys are older than us, so.
Are they really? Yeah, Brad is.
Brad is.
Mark is. Yeah. Other Mark, I think
he's a little older than me.
He's probably older too.
He might be close to your age. He's
I have to count up the guys older.
With the outturn. We're getting more Brendan gave me. Like, I could have given you less size.
Brad Jacobs is not. I know that.
No, he's a year younger than me.
I like that. It gets there, yeah. I didn't
6 months younger than me, I
Yeah,
guess,
I
but
do,
born
yeah.
in a different year.
6 feet short of it. So.
Just a little more, I might get.
No,
yeah, that's good.
We just got to get those throws closer together. Like, it's a big difference.
Here is the 2010 Olympic gold medalist, Mark Kennedy. It's really interesting calling one of their games, Chelsea at Worlds, with Hebert and Kennedy on the team, with Kevin Martin, and getting the insight on that Olympic title and about playing with those guys. And nobody's going to have more information than Kevin, and nobody's going to be less shy about giving it, which is ideal in the booth.
Yeah, that's very true.
Think this is there?
Curled a mile.
Really had fun with Kevin up there.
Okay.
Yeah, good sweep.
Red and the yellow there, you'd have to go around the wide side. I do think this intern one might be there, but it's tough. You got to squeak that corner guard, and then even then you're going to get close to that red guard to get it through.
Yeah, and you kind of have to play it, because if you don't, and Jacobs does, it's under a staggered guard.
Yeah, I'd suggest that if you're going to hit a guard, you want it to be the tight one, not the long one, and then you have maybe 2 reds to use.
This one gone already. Short and over curling.
It's light right out of his hand.
Really like to move it and line it up. It's a
That's
good sweep call there.
Pretty good. Yeah, well managed. Once they knew right out of Mark's hand that was going to be light, so that makes it a little bit easier for the line caller to then make choices. And that ends up pretty good because those are very usable if Jacobs were to get one in here.
I know. Yeah, maybe.
Mr. Jacobs does not have his mic on for this game, so we'll get half of the conversation. Interpret what he probably hearing back.
Yeah,
Mark's going to do us a
Connor was
favor
even
and get
thinking-
closer to him.
Yeah, the other way doesn't go away. Can't ever touch the yellow the other way. Yeah, get a yellow in. Well, that's why I first thought it wasn't a bad shot. These might eventually still hurt us, but he's probably playing the yellow run. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It doesn't hit it, no. No, it doesn't. You okay with this? Yeah. We can still almost get to a point where he thinks about chasing it. Speed out here, I got to be thinking like 14 and a half. 14, 2-ish. Okay. Okay, I'll try to give you guys something real quick. Come forth if you can.
Do you want me to try and... I think I'd like to slide a little slower and have a little more snap. Just a little more rotation, I think. Yeah.
Kennedy going out wide with his in turn for the left-hander. Definitely a little bit of a guess on the speed out here.
They were talking about 14 to 14-2. This is really curling. We got 14-3.
Keep going, Connor. Keep going. Keep
Whiskers the guard, but still plenty of weight to get to the rings.
So they guessed right on the weight. If anything, they guessed heavy, and he just threw it a little bit light, but didn't quite sneak past that guard. So going to be an opportunity here for Brad Gushue to hit and roll buried behind the mess here.
Yep, yep.
Thinking normal? What do you guys think? What it looks like to me with that ice. I think it's going to curl a little.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. A little bit of curl, yeah, based on my heel. Holy fuck. Like half the rock.
Again, we want you to be able to learn from listening to the players during the game.
Little hard, clean, little heavy, clean, clean, curl, curl.
Gushue playing the out turn, hit and roll.
Curl, curl.
Trying to get this to turn over.
Curl, curl.
Ends up pretty much nose, so the same shot will be available to Brad Jacobs.
Sorry, that's a little hard.
10 and a half?
Little overthrow there from Brad, but they also thought that would curl a little bit more than it did. I think just being a little bit cautious early in this game, because we have seen if you go out into a fresh path, out into the wings, they sometimes will really take off.
Yeah.
The man they call Cups. Playing the out turn, hit and roll. A little positive release.
Little big, too. They were looking for 10 and a half, and the sweep call was 10 out of the hand.
This is well on the wide side right now.
Keep going to stay, keep going to stay. Okay, great sweep, great
Good sweep from Tardy to get that to turn over. That looked like it was rolling out until the last quarter of the sheet.
I would almost love to see it get to like there.
Yeah, I think it's either there or there. There might be a hole there.
Well, this is a pretty good one to get a 5 out of 5 on a hit and roll.
Yeah, there's lots of room to roll to.
We talk about it being the hardest shot in curling, but not when there's 5, 6 guards to roll underneath, scattered.
Yeah, I think they are looking to, those reds are so lined up that I don't think he wants to roll behind his own reds. He'd rather roll either behind either just 2 feet behind the yellow rock or 6 feet behind the other yellows on the corner there. Was a little bit worried. See Brad bring the weight down a little bit. He called normal and threw it a little bit too hard last time, so this one will be more like a control probably.
Whoa, curl, lead, yep, hard.
And they definitely made sure they're on the inside this time.
Keep going, hard. That's pretty good.
Did manage to find the one port.
The only port, yeah.
Same shot as me.
Tough one to roll too.
Yeah.
We did see Mark Kennedy throw one here
like an in-turn still.
that really curled through this hole. So this isn't easy. You don't ever want to tickle the red. You might punch a red into the house potentially. So gonna have to get low to make the blank though.
Good toss. I got 9-4. Definitely a little more snap to that. Like it, once it curled, it went. Yeah.
Playing the in-turn, trying to stay away from the two reds close to the center line, just barely clicking that top one. Could possibly shoot a second one into the rings. Jacobs throwing his last here in the first end.
Clean.
Trying to catch the inside and roll outs if possible.
Yep, straight. You're fine. You're good.
Can Kennedy get it off the paint?
Good job, Brad. Real good.
Perfectly done. Great shot from Jacobs, so precise. Does get his blank here in the first end. Score will carry over, as will Hammer, 0-0 to the second end of play.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird, weekend, and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
So we're 0-0
Let's make it
to
good.
the second end of action.
Yeah, make it good, guys.
Definitely a loose vibe out there for this game, Chelsea. These are two very intense teams under normal circumstances, but a lot of joking, a lot of colorful dialogue.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
First stone right into the house for Jeff Walker. We'll get the chance to see if maybe they play that short run again, where Walker throws the tight guard and then they immediately play the short run. His second stone going into the house.
I got a 40 foot on your guard last end, and I got a 6 foot there. So.
Good spot, Con. Good shot. All right.
We're still there. Real tight. Close. It's on its own, I think. Whoa. On its own. It's in. It's in. You probably won half the 8 foot here. Yep. Yep. Okay. Just over its own.
15-6.
Oh shit. 15-1.
9 1/4. Yeah.
So 2 in to start things off for Gushue. Jacobs with the 0-0 game, going to hit the top one.
And that was intended to be a guard, and we saw that in this morning's game
Wait's
too.
good.
That the ice got faster earlier and faster in general than what we saw yesterday. Both teams being a little surprised. This has happened sooner than it did this morning, but everyone was a little surprised by how well that slid.
So a relatively safe end for Jacobs to play 0 or 2. No center guards in play.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
That looks like a lot to me. I don't think so. Okay. Clean. Yep. Clean. Yep. Okay. Hard. 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 Hard.
Close the nose.
Yeah, it becomes a really low risk deuce chance if you can make this double.
Get the roll under the corner too.
Good try.
Gets a little piece underneath.
Bomber.
Very good shot.
Yeah, I don't know that you could have done much better. He didn't catch much of the back rock, so to make the double, I don't know how much further you could have rolled.
Just had to throw it harder.
Yeah, which he can do.
But you want to make sure the shooter stays, or
yeah, you didn't need to there. I think that's the prudent play.
the
Weight's
corner
good.
guard would very likely be gone.
Probably at minimum.
So good setup for Jacobs.
Hard. Hard, Jeff. You gotta go.
Spinning out, turn soft weight hit. This is really tight to the guard.
Hard. Hard.
Just airs it.
Pretty light. 11, I'd say. Yeah.
Maybe a little down for what they were looking for.
11-2. Yeah.
Chance for the open 2 now for Jacobs.
Let's split, Phil. I like this. I'm going to kind of go based on your corner guard speed. Like 14-5. Tie close, I think. Yeah. I've seen just enough rocks down here.
Just splitting the rings here, Chelsea. Safe play, even up.
Easy tie, easy, felt like
Yeah, they talked a little bit about going behind the corner guard and trying to kind of Christmas tree. I think the challenge with that is, A, that corner guard is a little bit long, and B, that rock is so high in the house that there's not really a great place to put it. I think this is the smarter call. Haven't touched this one at all, though.
Yeah, not going to even. Trying to just hold the paint in the back now for Kennedy. If it bites, it's a great spot. That's just about perfect if you're going to go deep.
You want to give me the same weight? 11. Yep. Yep.
Nichols looking for close to the same
Whoa, whoa! Curl, 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 curl. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep.
Archer rolling as far across the house as they can.
Good cut.
Really good.
11-1.
Very close to perfect.
A good touch there from Nichols.
That
So now that
was
plays
easily,
into a jam and could set up a double on the next one if touch shot isn't made back by Kennedy, rolling away.
It looked considerably less.
I do think you can make the roll with quiet weight to almost even, but it's just a really tough shot to throw. You got to throw probably like a just bumper,
11-2 on it, but it could have been 11-4.
back to bumper kind of weight. Hit this like a third of a rock or so and try to roll as far down as you can without losing the rings.
He kicked full and then softed it, but I thought he matched it up okay. Easy tie, easy tie. Whoa. Whoa, curl.
This one not turning over like Kennedy expected. Just catches a small piece, moves it to the outside of the 12-foot.
Anywhere we got hit it, eh?
Yeah, I did a game on the sheet yesterday, and it did seem like it was maybe, there was a little bit of talk about a slant, but there was more talk about how straight it was to the wings. Just that, almost that little bit dished. I don't think it's actually dished, but lots of curl to the middle and very gradual to the wings, and that burnt Team Jacobs on that one.
You like hitting it? Yeah, no, I get it. He does that, and then I'd rather draw open. Make a bit of a roll on your last one. Seeing the out, but it's not the easiest. I think I throw like here with Keel. Yeah. I think we'll get curl.
I know, but if you go behind the guard and he might make the little tap and get under.
I don't think there's a great call. I think the only other thing is you go around the corner and you give him one chance at making the corner freeze, but if he makes it, it's a 2. Here, even if I roll out, he probably hits and it's a blank. I don't mind coming around the corner either, but
I think he's hitting, like I said. I don't think he's coming around the corner.
yeah, I'm thinking peel with that ice, guys. I think we're gonna get some movement here.
A lot of conversation on this one as Gushue doesn't really feel that there's a good spot to go to.
Yeah, the problem with the draw, like he said, is that you leave, he's only going to have one chance, but if he makes it on his one chance, you're probably giving up 2. This likely plays to a blank. Gotta hit it first, though.
Really trying to play a flat roll across, but too thin. Rolls off the paint, so blank back in play. Surprised at all they didn't just play something soft and at least make Jacobs make the double. It still would have been fairly staggered.
Yeah, you could have thrown the intern with soft weight. I think they're just a little bit unsure what it was going to do after watching Marks run so straight. But if you ever touch your own, obviously it's a disaster. I think if it was later in the game, that's exactly what you would have seen them do. I just think maybe a little bit of uncertainty about the spot.
Clean! 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 Yep! Hard! Hard, Connor! Hard, hard, hard! Hard to stay! Hard, 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 hard! Keep going, keep going. Good. Good sweep. Nice weight.
Does stick around, so quick broom down from Gushue to play. Same hit. Probably try to roll away a little bit, take the corner guard out of play for a roll, and even knows fairly safe.
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could try to roll behind that corner guard and force a harder shot for the blank, but it's hard to stay in the house over there, so I think probably just trying to play this somewhere close to the nose.
So knows it is back of the 8 foot. Jacob's already in the hack to throw his last. So final stone, second end. Jacobs looking for the blank to carry over into the third end. One of our events this year, that would be losing the hammer, but not for this one. They do get the blank. So 0-0.
Good shot.
Still scoreless for both teams after 2 ends of play.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
Back-to-back blanks to start off this feature matchup on sheet B. Couple of small errors on ice reading with the soft weight hits Chelsea.
Yep, a little bit early.
Something we expect both teams to sharpen up, but
Doesn't look heavy.
results in 0 points thus far in this matchup.
Yeah, still early in the week here, and the ice looks like it's a little bit different today from yesterday, and also looks like maybe it's a little bit different from sheet to sheet. We saw a bit of a slant on sheet A, and then sheet B seems almost a little dished. So just a few moving parts here for the players to figure out, and we saw it kind of burn both teams there on different shots and turns into the blank.
Center guard up this time to start the end off from Gushue. We saw the top 4-foot button draw. Start off the second, so a little more aggressive now.
Top 8 at the most.
Sweepers really going to get this as far as they can. This gets to top 12.
That spot's still a little slow.
Not much buried. We may have seen the shot we were talking about if that had buried on this line with the short run for Jeff Walker. But
I love your split there.
looks as though just going around with the in-turn draw.
Yeah, straight and fast. It's a good spot though. Don't hate that.
Okay, line's good.
Got to die a little. Got to sit.
Top button. I'm gonna right behind this yellow.
T-line.
Marks if you're going. Okay, good shot, Jeff.
Good shot.
A little deep to the back of the 4-foot from Walker.
I don't think that's bad, though. If you were better than short, anyway. If you were short, you would have left a little tap or a little run. Now it's almost over buried, so you can't really use the yellow to get to it. Going to force Connor Negavan into the freeze here. So right now they're thinking the out-turn path where we watched Connor throw his first one is a little bit slow, and this in-turn path is quite fast. That's likely just to do with which side of the sheet they've played more thus far.
Bellarana made something good. She'll be up here in the booth tomorrow. So we always have to give props to the guest commentators. That's part of the gig too. Loudest cheer we've heard this week, I think. So saw some hands in the air too.
Yeah, a couple good ones for Homan yesterday too in their opening game.
Yeah, there's more people now. So it's louder. That one right to the top of the lid. Brendan Botcher.
Yeah, even 15 tied.
So Tyler Tardy trying to follow down on that line for the lefty. Now we see why the cheer was as loud as it was. Not sure if it was the shot as much as the score. So that's 5 for Team Vrana against Team Schwaller. And once again, you can watch all these games through the Grand Slam Curling app and the Home Team Network website.
Good sweep.
So get multiple screens going. Just make sure you're still listening to us.
Yeah. Very good. I didn't hear it either. Probably close though.
Botcher again trying to lock that freeze on top of the forefoot. Following down, Tyler Tardy. He's locking in on that draw weight now on the third end of this game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We probably won't get it this end, but if they were to play on the other side again, because they are thinking that's quite a bit slower right now than this in-turn side.
That somehow gets all the way to the opposite side of that yellow stone on the top of the forefoot.
That is some finish on that one.
We saw all the stones bunched up in front of the house before, now all on the center line.
Make sure the guard gets out of there.
This is an NBA game. They're clogging the paint, Chelsea. Penetration's going to be difficult.
Yeah. Does it? Oh.
Okay.
Connor's right though. If you just straight peel right, you got a shot for 2 right now.
By the sounds of that, I'm not wildly hard.
I think they landed on the straight peel. Talked about run backs and things, but thinking that they can just
Brendan.
leave that up to Brad Gushue for now and just peel this guard and see what happens.
Good throws, Ty. Really good.
Yeah, it says they don't mind how the angles line up for them if they get a look at it. They don't want to be the ones to move these stones, and we talk about that a lot in the broadcast booth about when these rocks start to pile up and these angles set up. You want your opponent to be the one that moves them so you can be the one to react to what happens afterwards.
Especially if you don't like the angles, then you'll be the one to go and move them first. But Team Jacobs reasonably happy with the angles. I don't think their middle yellow on the top of the button goes anywhere, and you can kill at least one red if they were to throw it hard. So it's Gushue who has to do the protecting right now and not leave a shot for Brad Jacobs or Mark Kennedy to kill both of those reds potentially, all 3 reds potentially.
Just shy of the logo.
And what this says is neither team likes what they would leave if they move the stones right now for their opponent.
Should have given that a run.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good here.
We'll see. They can make a good card first. You can stay down here and chat with him a little, Connor. It's fine. I think so. Yeah, exactly.
Whoa. Real tight. We're almost in.
Yeah, you got maximum line right now too. Foot short of the ring.
Mark and
Bottom. Oh,
Connor chatting a bit. Mark telling Connor, you can stay down and chat a bit. So I'm thinking that they're telling him, just do everything that Ben would do.
Yeah, I was going to say that's Mark.
I expect him to follow that to the letter.
That's Mark being used to Ben not asking and just staying down there to talk about it. He's giving
everything
Connor,
Ben does, you got to do all of it.
Yeah, he's giving Connor permission. Well, we need to teach Connor to swear a whole lot more if he's going to do everything Ben does.
Just a little more, Brad.
Came down a couple feet.
I would assume that Ben is watching somewhere out there right now. So hope you're healing up fine, Benny.
Yep.
Wish you the best. crosses up, rolls to a corner, so Kennedy doesn't move any of the granite in the rings.
A little higher.
Yep. Yep.
Good sweep. Oh yeah. And I knew it would. I just didn't entirely trust it at the end. Just threw it really
Weight's
hard.
good.
So replacing the guard again, and
Couple feet shorter.
Gushue getting later into this end, making Jacobs waste stones.
Needs a curl.
We're all there.
Same weight.
Now we're getting to the
tight.
point where
Needs
it's
a curl. Same weight.
much more
almost in.
difficult
Whoa.
for Jacobs
Almost in. We're
to
in.
score
Whoa.
multiple points. So
Whoa.
you're gonna have to move the stones and then react again.
Whoa.
Well, that one went a little deep again, but the angle's better because it curled a little bit more, so not a bad spot. But I don't think running the yellow is that helpful for Team Jacobs, though, because you might kill your own yellow that way.
Yeah, same idea. Almost the same spot.
Still doesn't move anything with this run. All the rocks in the same position they've been for 45 minutes now.
Brad, are we trying to be just a little higher?
Yeah. Halfway is good.
Adapting quick enough. A little bit of curl. Throw last week works forward.
Like here? Yeah. Feels 4 or 5 feet quicker than the draw.
So quite a bit faster than the draw for Hammer. 4 to 5 feet, according to Jeff.
Guard once again for Gushue. Would like this one a little bit higher.
Just shy a little bit, right there.
Only 2 stones left for Jacobs.
Whoa. Gotta curl a little.
Do we feel safe saying that there's no blank this end? Is it late enough for once that we can maybe say it?
I think I would. Smart money would be on no blank. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's very, very unlikely.
With that angle, it's going to be really tough.
You want middle on the nose?
Yeah, if you can hit this red, they could probably get it by the yellow. It's hard, but it might be there. Right on the nose. You might get some reds flying here.
Was it less than Mark's? I thought so. Each one just went a little farther. Even Mark's second one was less.
Even if you got it a little bit low and clipped to your yellow, I think it would be an okay result. But would love to get this right on the nose for cups on this one.
Third crack. Absolutely.
Kennedy couldn't make contact in the rings with the run. We'll see if Skip Brad Jacobs can.
Whoa. Clean. Curl. Straight.
Oh,
that just papers by.
I would say one's hooked now.
These yellow guards are kind of telltale for how this end has gone with the runs.
If we're going high,
If you're rolling over there, you're not making contact.
Yeah, and they're a little hooked now too, those
Do you want that same broom or a wiggle less?
those 2 yellow guards closer to the center. You can't really use either one of them for an angle run.
Stick it for 3. You can't stick it for 3. What's your other option? Shot you with. Yeah, the only problem is I can't guarantee that 4-back 4 is going. I guess touching off, like I'd have to whip this.
I do think this one would go.
Oh, it will, yeah.
And I do think you're connecting with this one.
Oh, you will, but I'm not sure it goes.
If this one sticks, and this one stays, it probably doesn't matter if this one goes or not.
So what are you thinking, trying to nose then?
You hit it right on the nose. A sliver low.
Yeah, if we stay there.
Probably going to play it. I do think he's probably going to kick it.
Can't steal 2.
He's probably going to play it.
absolutely. Yeah. So you want to play this then? Start it. The only thing, I hit that a hair high and leave the one in.
I don't love it. I'm not convinced the back one goes either.
I'm not convinced that back one goes as well, but it might.
Yeah, Brendan, I don't think Brendan was saying it was going to go. He's saying you make contact with it, so it could. But I think there's a lot of risk in trying to hit that on the nose, because if you hit it high side, you might leave a pretty easy shot for 2 for Brad Jacobs. Right now, he's going to have a really hard shot for
I'll still give you
2. So just throwing the guard, they're going to leave him this angle run that he'll probably play quiet with like a heavy board or something and try to get 2 or 3 that way. I think it's hard to stick for 3, but it's there for 2.
Easy.
Top of the logo.
So guard once again is the call for Gushue.
Okay.
Same spot. Whoa, line's good.
A couple feet higher. Always, Jeff.
Still got to curl a little. Whoa.
Top of the logo was the call. We'll see how accurate that is.
Hard.
Well, yeah, with a little sweep. Great weight call once again.
Yeah, if there's one person in curling whose weight calls I wouldn't question, it might be Jeff Walker.
He's top of most lists, yes. We were talking about putting together the perfect sweeper with different attributes from different sweepers, and Jeff's weight reading was definitely on that list.
Yeah.
Yes,
sure.
Ben, you may have been involved in the conversation as well.
Just get the weight right, you'll be close.
Trying to get straight to his Yellowstone here with quiet weight. Chisel that red out. Don't think you can stick, but it would be for 2.
Very precise shot here from Brad Jacobs. Last shot, third end. We will indeed not have a blank.
Now it's for sure.
As soon as it's out of his hand, he didn't throw it hard. Now I'm sure.
Hard tie.
Unless there's a tie measure.
Curl.
Trying to turn it over.
Red one. Go.
Oh,
What a
punches
shot.
it far enough for 2. Look at the touch from Cups. That will be 2 points. The patience pays off for Jacobs. They now lead Gushue 2-0 after 3 ends.
Let me say what's best for me, to feel at ease, to feel happy. Lovely weather with the breeze, the simplest things. Sad love.
Rio Mare. Great taste needs little. Prime quality tuna and selected olive oil. Rio Mare, the real taste of Italy.
Not the purest end that Team Jacobs has played, according to Mark Kennedy, but still results in it too. Great shot from Skip Brad Jacobs. They lead 2-0. You're in the 4th end. We'll let up from Jacobs, still throwing the center guard with their first.
Yeah, real good, pal. Great shot. I'll try to make him throw it.
Walker going to the corner once again.
Go if you can, like it to curl a bit. Not curling.
A long time to get off the center line of this turn.
1575. That spot is juicy, and they are throwing the corner on the wrong side. I like a high one. It's fine. So this is their draw the
Mark
button.
pleased with the turn call for the corner guard.
I like that. Really straight hog line in.
Heard him say really straight hog line in. I think that's the straighter of the two wings, but both wings are going to be fairly straight here as well.
Well, it looks like he was on a good line halfway down.
Just top.
Negavan just playing the in-turn come around.
Look at this go sideways. That got by the, that crossed the hog line probably 4 feet from the center line. Just going absolutely sideways on the way in, which stands to reason that the wings are going to be a little bit straighter when you're seeing that kind of curl to the middle.
Just funnel to the center line.
Here you go. It's a little bit of that
Little
dish.
dish, yep. Definitely seeing it bank down. And maybe not seeing the finish if you're trying to throw a corner or go under the corner, as we saw with Walker's first stone.
Yeah, you're seeing it looks like the corner guards or draws to the wing are gonna curl, and then they just kind of stop curling. It's like they hit a bit of a wall. I remember years ago being at, I actually think it might have been this event, and we were playing on one of the sheets, and Mark was playing with Kevin Cooey, and they were going on the sheet right after us, and he texted me and asked me what the sheet was like, and I said we thought it was a little bit like a little dished, curl to the middle and not to the wings kind of thing. But I was so afraid to get it wrong, so I was curious after the game. I said, what did you think of the sheet? He goes, oh, you were totally right. It's like a half pipe out there.
Let me know though, it's close. Weight's good. Weight's real good.
Trying to drag this as far as they can.
They
Gets to
dragged
the
that
8 foot.
They dragged that a long way. I wasn't sure it was making much past the top of the 12
A
foot.
little less than he gave us last time.
Turn the SCN.
Little low?
Yep. Looked like he killed a little compared to you. Good shot.
Is my shooter going to roll out with this turn?
He has to deal with it. It's almost
I
better
think
than
so.
a freeze.
You're only trying it like 3/4 is pretty good.
3/4 is low, yeah.
2/3.
I'll see if there's a tape pin down.
You could get all of these moving if you hit it right.
Lead.
Yep. Well,
Curl. Yep. Curl. 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 Roll the shooter.
And there they all go. 2 guards left. Question is the double peel there to run the end out altogether?
I like it if it's there.
I think it's there.
Should be.
He's thinking about it. He knows he's got a bomber. Think so.
I thought that would curl a little more than it did.
So it looks like maybe a thin half to a third.
Yeah, I think
close to that.
Brad said half would just stay, your shooter would stay on the side, which I don't think they would be that upset about either.
Yeah.
But yeah, thin half to a third, you'll get the shooter spinning back towards the house.
Yeah, the choice between leaving yours there or too thin and missing the other one completely. You want it to be your stone. Which is exactly what happens, but not a bad spot to leave it if you're going to.
It's more a center guard too, so I don't think you mind that without the hammer draw play to the middle. If they go around it, it's a short run back.
Here?
I'm just asking.
Very good.
I don't think so.
Which would be why Brendan's asking that question. By going top here, you leave Jacobs the opportunity to make a perfect run back and stuff it and leave it buried on the top of the 4 foot. If he were to go back, then if they were to make the run back, they would at least be behind the tee line. But I think they're electing to keep this higher in the house.
Just something to have it run down the sheet.
Okay, it's a little wider path than we've been, guys.
Oh, man.
Needs a curl. Go ahead, Mark.
There's something about your inter where
Mine's good.
Just
Mine's
practice.
good. Wait.
Get the weight.
Keep going, guys. Keep going. 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 Good scrub.
Good scrub right to the top of the 4 foot.
Yep. Oh. Firm. Okay, then let's do this.
Kennedy could not make contact on the runs the previous ends. Going to get another try here in the fourth. Bit of a set on the release. Said he expected it to curl a little.
Straight, whoa, curl.
That's the one that Mark was looking for.
Very nicely done, and played with quiet weight too, so that it didn't spin off the back one. They talked about firm, and then when Brad said he thought that spot would go fairly straight, Mark said let's just play normal, and threw that very well.
Somebody say clean. You thought about carving it, you thought about fucking it up. That was good.
Weight's close. Copy. Weight's good.
Nichols playing the corner freeze now. Could run and try to play the end out, but would still leave a guard as well.
Yep.
Would be your guard though, and you could roll it to a corner. I'm a little bit surprised by this.
Probably a fairly extreme corner if you play the in-turn and slash it over the top.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Made really well though, hard to argue with the result.
Is made. Hard to make it into a 2 though.
Yeah, it over curled a little bit. You heard Jeff say at the end they just lost line. They wanted to leave that frozen on more like half a rock so that they could play an out turn quiet weight chase.
Kennedy trying to throw a second counter in.
It also never looked light, so.
Line's good, Connor. Line's good.
Sweeper's going hard on this one for weight. Jacobs calling for line as well. Sweeper's really going hard. It's going to over curl and corner on the red. Bounces a little bit.
That's not good.
Yeah, I think the weight's actually top 4. It's close. It's just can't keep it out there far enough.
Keep it up. Just trying to hit it. 7/8, 3/4. Might get away with it, but no thinner. So we just gotta throw it hard enough to flatten these two out. No, I'm thinking you gotta be at least here. I think here.
Gonna throw firm 7/8 or so, try to touch that other red, and probably tickles the yellow too. And the big thing here is to roll your shooter flat with where this other red goes.
Yep. Hard.
Keep it off the line.
Hard. Hard. No roll.
Oh, pushes it to the open.
That works as well.
And the slash may possibly play into a jam now too.
Yeah, it could.
Got on the other side of center on the kick, so I had to wait a second to see him. Try to get a piece of the 8.
Worked out sneaky good for Mark Nichols. It was not the plan, but might have been better than the plan as far as the result. Brad gonna go to the short run back here. Do you think he's trying to make the run double tie, or what is, you could just stuff it too on the shot stone?
Yeah, I think you're probably playing for the double as plan A. But over curls, you can always stuff too.
Close. Whoa. Yep.
Just a hair high.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
And they both go.
Go ahead, Con. Go. Oh, and the 2, go in the 2.
And still bites over there, so Gushue will have something to freeze to if he chooses.
And that's why Mark wanted Connor to sweep the guard out of play so that there was no coverage for this shot.
Do you think we're going to run into a bit of a hill out here?
I would guess if anything. Yeah.
Well, if you're going to plant it, almost has to look like we missed it.
So they've got it figured out that it's going to, Brendan asking if he thinks it's going to run into a bit of a hill out here. See how this runs, but I have a feeling this is probably maximum ice.
I feel like it might get to a point where it stops and runs straight in.
A little less, Brendan. Yeah.
I like this.
What are you thinking for speed?
I think it's the same as draw the button.
Not as keen as what that path was?
Line's good. Little bit of room.
Whoa.
Room.
Back tee. Oh, it's not curling.
Back tee. Got a curl. Try it. Can you come just around it?
Really needs to hit the brakes. Definitely going by that stone. See if Kennedy can get it far enough to sit shot. It's very close.
I think it might have gone just far enough, but they're going to take a look.
Kind of the one I threw. Climbing a hill, good speed.
So they do think they're shot rock. They're going to go to the open side here, and this might be a force out of nowhere for Team Jacobs.
A lot of house for Jacobs to throw to. Basically anywhere in the vicinity of the tee line. He'll get the force.
Line's good. Easy tight. Running like it's there. Just tee line. Tee line.
14-6, it should be okay, but it's sliding pretty good here. I think he's
That'll
good.
be just fine.
Yeah.
Very good, Brad, very good. Good spot.
See Jacobs getting his guys going a little too. The fist bumps for Connor and Tyler.
Yeah, you like to see that, and I think it's important for Team Jacobs. It can be hard coming off Worlds and coming here. Not that like this is the most prestigious event on tour, but Worlds is such an emotional week, and it's just such a grind. And so to get up again and to get that intensity back can be hard. So sometimes you have to kind of fake it till you make it with that kind of stuff, the fist bumps, and pump yourselves up a little bit.
And letting the new guys, the subs, know, hey, good job.
Yes,
Getting them going. Coming from Brad, I'm sure that matters for them too.
Definitely, both younger guys that would have watched Brad win before and kind of looked up to him, and cool thing for him to be able to do for them.
And good to know he's not mad at him too.
Yeah, that's always helpful.
All right, we're good. This one gliding a little bit on Gushue.
They haven't touched it.
Hasn't started curling till now, but
14-3 should be okay.
Stop for one. Still going. Oof. Just barely won, but counts the same in the book and on the board. So after 4 ends of play, Jacobs leading 2-1. Will have hammer in the 5th coming out of the break.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
When you've conquered another game,
A long day, a job well done, and the final work call. We're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casual.
So Jacobs gets the force in the fourth end, has Hammer here in the fifth. Or our feature matchup, AMJ Players Championship here at the Mattamy Athletic Center, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Tyler George with Chelsea Carey. Chelsea kind of mostly control for Jacobs throughout the first four. Biggest thing is never in trouble, and really the difference in the game, Brad makes his last. Great finesse shot in the third for their two.
Yeah, for sure. If they gave up a steal there, this game might be quite different, but does make that beauty for two, and then got a pretty big break from Brad Gushue on his first one. We've been talking about that straight to wings, that sort of dished shape of this sheet, and Brad's draw just running straight and tracking on them for speed and left Jacobs the opportunity to split the house. He made no mistake, and it turned into a force that really didn't look like a force for most of that end.
And not a particularly easy freeze that Gushue played, but with the way that that corner guard was staggered, if you make it, there's a very good chance you're getting two.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity. If you make it, then probably forces Brad Jacobs to run the corner on an angle, and if you get any kind of mistake, you do get the 2 points. So I think worth taking on. And even if he'd stopped for shot, then he had to chase it. You might have got a blank out of it, but it slid just that little bit too far.
Two staggered to start off this end as come around draw. Negvin stops short of the rings. No issue with it being faster out of the break, John Landsteiner.
I think it's close, Connor. I think it's close.
Play the little split here.
Yeah, definitely a good opportunity for that. You want to really catch as much of this as you can, Chelsea, and spread them out as wide as possible, mostly for your double peel purposes later in the end. If you leave the center clear, then those two reds play into a good lane, essentially, to peel the second stone on that angle.
Definitely, and the biggest thing here is getting rid of the hook, but unfortunately that's not going to curl enough. Probably max weight there.
Yeah, the weight was by design, I'm sure, because they wanted to move that stone that much.
The right weight for the shot, but didn't quite get the broom in the right place, I guess. And opportunity here for Team Gushue.
I have a little extra.
Oh, sorry, pal.
Still good speed? Yeah, what is speed?
Almost perfect. Nice weight. Weight was good.
Back four.
So Botcher now, good opportunity to get underneath 3 center guards. I would expect you see some rocks moving fairly quickly if this is made by Brendan.
Yeah, I would think so.
Whoa, it's coming out the other side. It's coming down. Top 4. Whoa. Just leave it.
Pretty good spot.
Yeah, it does peek out the other side a little bit, but I don't think worth taking on the chase right now. Those guards are a bigger issue for Team Jacobs than that rock in the forefoot at the moment.
And indeed, the peel being immediately played here by Tyler Tardy. Tyler had to be with his head on a swivel. Their final round-robin game at the World Championships, as Ben Hebert had a shoe malfunction of some sort. Had to jump in the game immediately in the first end. Get his 2 stones in, sweep 6, and call it a day.
Yeah, no pre-game practice either. Ben played the whole practice and threw the draw, and then had to step out to get his shoe fixed. And so Tyler coming in cold for that first end.
Well, that's the way to do it, really. Make your 2. Then walk off, give the wave to the crowd, get your ovation.
Yeah,
go
sweep
to the bar.
a couple. Good to know.
Yeah, just hit the bar right out.
Mine's okay. Around the logo. Whoa. Mine's good. Top the logo. Just over. Mine's good. Yep. Curl. Go ahead. Curl. Good. Same, I think. Good shot. A little harder, but good shot.
High guard thrown. Lined up fairly well, but Jacobs is going to have a go at double or triple peel once again for Tardy. Gets some of them moving. Almost gets the rock in the house as well, but still leaves the shooter and a tight guard.
Freeze ours.
They are a little staggered too, Chelsea, so good opportunity to come in again for Gushue.
Yeah, this is a little bit of trouble for Team Jacobs. There's not really a great draw right now to score your single point, so I imagine you're going to see. The only good news is it is staggered a little bit more, so now if you were to run the yellow back, you have a bit more angle. That was a really tough shot for Tyler Tardy. Almost perfect, just needed to hit it a tiny bit thinner.
Top there, weight's good. Just top 8.
Wait only, guys.
Weight's close. Top 8.
Yep.
Top 8.
Hard for line.
Top 8, top 4.
Whoa. Right to it.
We're to it. We're to it.
Top 8 then.
Great sweep to get that by, and very good spot. Nichols executes the come-around draw. Really would like to get these moving if possible. At the very least, get the 2 guards and have the shooter roll. Getting a little late in the end. That's not the idea. Again, quarter inch off of perfect.
They just can't buy one. The good news now, though, is that his shooter rolled off enough that it's not really in play, and at least Brad has the forefoot, where before that wasn't really the case. Still not great, but...
That's good, yeah. Making our draw for one easier.
I think if you're getting it in there,
Is there a hole?
Keep double sticking until it's full 8.
Mark agreeing with us.
Yeah, now it's your stone, too.
Exactly. Yeah, if you run it in there again, all of a sudden you get a deuce out of nowhere.
Jeez, this is a tailor-made deuce. What's your thought here, Chelsea? Another one in, or just double guard the center again?
Yeah, I'd be tempted to guard, but...
I think you got to be here then.
Top button, top 4.
I think I like one more guard first, just to make them maybe waste one more. I mean, you got to throw it good again. But
yeah.
And you might have to, it's kind of tough to throw it on the same turn, too. So if you're switching turns, maybe it's been sitting for a bit. You're not totally sure on the speed.
True. They did think that side was faster originally, but since then they've really only played the right-hand side of the sheet. So I think they're going in as long as you don't line this up, it's not bad. You don't want to get a piece behind the red so that all 3 reds potentially go on the run back for Mark Kennedy. You have a lot of Brads and Marks on this sheet.
T-line. Weight's good. Weight's good. Low floor is good. Top 4. Right there. We're there. Wait. No, we're T-line. Just past your room. Oh, weight's good. Oh. Oh, we're curling. Go ahead, Brendan. Brendan. Go, Brendan. Bite and tee. Go, Brendan. Splitting. Go, Barry. Go on, keep going. Okay.
So it was over curling, which is why they called to bring it all the way back, but you could still probably get all 3 of these reds. It's close.
Yeah. I think 2 of them gold. Yellow's in a good spot.
Further he went out, more came down.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. Yeah, I know I missed it 11 times. Just a little more.
Give or take a few, Mark. Let's be fair.
Count this as my vote to have a live mic on Mark Kennedy all the time.
Oh yeah, don't turn that mic off at any point. So attempt 12 for Mark. Oh, gets 2 of them. That's pretty good.
Doesn't stick the run rock, though. Would have liked that to curl a little bit more, but I don't think that counts as a 12th miss, though. I don't think he can say that.
No, that's a make. He'll probably call it a miss.
He will call it a miss, yeah.
Tune into the Grand Slam of curling, folks. Never a dull moment with live mics on any of these teams.
Give me a little bit more.
It's probably not our favorite shot. Yeah, I've seen it, but
Same as you when you were throwing the guards here. Oh, it's that speed? Nice speed,
So opportunity to wrap this again for Brad Gushue. Somewhere in the top of the forefoot would be ideal, even biting top button.
Top 8. Line's good. Wait only, guys. Well, top 4. Line's good. Top 8. Line's good. You can go a little. Yep. Line. Yep. 4. Line's good. Line's good. Yep. Curl.
Really good line if they can get this all the way over Barry under the other yellow.
Hard.
Okay, good shot from Gushue. Really good spot. Play into another run.
You hate this, eh?
Yeah, I wondered about the draw as well. Brad Gushue would have liked that a little bit deeper. You could throw the draw now, but it looks like they know this run back. They've thrown it a whole bunch. Missed it a whole bunch too, but
I kind of want him to play the draw just because if they somehow get 2 out of this end too.
Yeah, that would be wild.
I think there might be some aneurysms out there.
They still could with this. You could stick this partially buried.
You could stick this too. I don't cheer for teams up here very often, but I kind of want him to get 2 now in this spot. So Jacobs playing the run.
Yep. Hard.
Tardy on this one right away.
Hard, Tyler. Hard. Watch the shooter. Not
gonna like this.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that stays there.
Not bad.
Now a bit of a jam here for Jacobs. I think 2 is dead, Chelsea.
I think 2 is dead. Yeah, this one just curling right out of Brad's hand. That spot does move. That's how they missed that run back a bunch of times in the prior end, and I think that's what Brad Jacobs said to Mark Kennedy that it was going to curl, and he said, "I know I've missed it 11 times." So now you could throw a tight guard, but you're going to leave this out-turn draw, so they're debating maybe throwing the draw.
That's probably a little bit more of a guess for weight. You know what? If we got it in like this neighborhood too, that's great. That's a steal.
Yeah, really a few different places you could put this and likely come out of it with a steal of 1, which would be huge for Team Gushue right now.
Yeah, the perfect spot for him certainly flirts with that.
We can get it the same depth. We could probably go a half rock deeper. We want this out there to kind of block that out and draw. But we also want it deep enough where if he makes a double, this is going to count. Okay?
So you want just past
Like full 4-foot depth, like just full 4. And if it's curling and we hook it, it's not the worst.
Yeah.
But I'd like to keep it out there. Maybe a hair slower.
Really precise conversation here. Gushue knows how important this placement is on his last rock. Very well thought out. Best opportunity of stealing.
Line's good.
Period.
Line's good.
And still a good
Bully.
chance of stealing multiple
Straight
points.
always.
Line's good.
If
Straight.
made.
Right there.
Only
right
ever
through.
straight. Only ever straight. Right to here.
They don't want it so deep they can slash and maybe lose all 3 just next to it. That's pretty good. Right where they wanted it.
That's really good.
Probably locks up a steal.
Well judged.
Just got to make the double and try to give one now.
High side or low side? High side?
Yeah. That's,
Okay.
I think, the only real option here for Brad Jacobs.
That if they'd thrown the guard, that would have left the draw
3/4, 2/3
for
misses it.
Jacobs. So now you've taken the draw path away and got another counter
7/8.
in, which is essentially locking up the steal as they are playing the double on the open 2.
Just playing this one, right?
Yeah, which was the whole goal. Being one down without the steal is really, really important, and that was a good opportunity. It was a little bit of a risk because if you put it in the wrong place and left a triple, you wouldn't have been very happy, but even then it's only for 1, and the draw was for 1 anyway, so why not try to take the draw away?
Jacobs trying to hold Gushue to a steal of 1.
Whoa, yep. Yes! Hard. You're good.
Good shot.
And made. Very well done. Gushue does get the steal. So we're all tied up 2-2 after 5 ends.
Very good, Pepsi. Good shot. Sorry.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
We are tied onto the 6th end of action. Gushue indeed gets the steal in 5 to knot this up.
Still out there.
But still 3-end game, Chelsea. Jacobs likely with hammer twice, so still have the advantage. And that last shot, making the double and giving 1, so important as opposed to losing the lead.
Yeah, that was a really, really big difference between a steal of 1 and a steal of 2. And so now it's a little bit, probably discouraging is the wrong word, but for Team Jacobs, sort of feeling like you let Team Gushue back in a bit. But at the start of this game, if you knew you were going to be tied with the hammer playing 6, you would have been pretty happy. So they need to park that, how it happened, and just be happy about your situation.
Good toss. Ton of curl there.
Yep.
A max weight right off.
That's why it's so fast.
somehow
I think it's
spun
coming
back.
downhill, like going that way.
I got good, guys.
Yeah, we're top 4. Okay.
Mine then?
Interesting. I would have expected a corner guard here. Slightly surprised by this. The more conservative of the 2 calls coming around this tight center.
Yeah, maybe they're tired of chasing with
Yeah,
these run backs.
I guess so, yeah.
We're getting in there.
Nice.
Good placement, biting top
Good shot.
4 foot.
Like this.
I don't think we're not quite taking enough ice on that spot. Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Halfway almost.
It's a little wider though. So we don't want that.
Halfway. We're almost
shot.
top of the logo.
This is not a very good.
Definitely don't want
double
that. Whoa. Stay with it, Mark. Just make sure we get it on
17. Right beside it. Okay.
Starting the
On top.
text right now to get Mark into the booth at some point this week.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Give it a shot.
No. Not at all.
We have a fun cast of characters already making guest appearances for this week. Carrie Anderson, of course, in with me yesterday for the first game. Isabella Vrana tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time with myself. Chris Ply is making his broadcast debut today at 3:30 with Brent Lang, because if you're going to break a guy in, you got to do it with Langer.
Absolutely. Trial by fire.
Very nice. Fucking lightning on that spot, man. 15-7.
Oh, I'm missing a few. I think Morris might make an appearance on the couch again.
He's supposed to be Saturday, too. I think I'm with him on Saturday.
There you go.
15 and a half, I think.
Craig Saville as well.
Sav will be around, yep. Congrats to Sav on the Olympic berth for his Czech national team. Fantastic accomplishment for him and that squad.
Yeah, very exciting. Their national coach, Wade Scoffin, was asking me where the pre-OQE was going to be so they could book hotel rooms. They don't need to now.
You don't have to worry about that anymore. Always difficult when it's not in your hands at the end of it, too. Had to wait to see where China finished. See if they get the berth, but again, congrats to Sav and everyone involved with that squad. Very happy for them.
Yeah, they beat some top teams that week, too. They had a heck of a week. Lukas Klima played very well.
And they hung one on Bruce, which not too many teams can say for the entire season.
And convincingly as well.
Weight's good. Little down. 12.
Crazy quick there.
It is, yeah.
We're hearing similar sentiment to what we heard this morning. It's just that much faster today. Yesterday didn't seem like, even the times were lower, but it also seemed like the players sort of were feeling that you had to kick even harder than the time to get it there. And today it seems like it's sliding really, really well.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're still trying. Yep. I think we're committed here.
11:75.
Did you have me a little tight?
No.
Good sweep.
Okay. Just we were off it.
Decided she just curls, man. I don't know. Hey, for me, that's a mate. So that's just a good shot.
Mark lowering
Gotta
his
get him up
standards.
here in the booth. It's as long as he treats every player on the ice like himself during the broadcast.
He won't, though. He'll be way nicer to the rest of them than he is to himself.
No, Mark is a great guy. He would not do that. Maybe if we got him on the couch.
Yep.
Pretty close here, I think.
Whoa, wait,
15 and a quarter.
Curl. Still there.
Botcher coming all the way around the pile. Back of the button. Very well placed.
Later, I mean.
Good judge.
It's probably as good as he could have made it, really.
We love the thick double peel.
They're really going all out, looking at those three counters.
Yeah, there was talk about trying to bail, and Brad Gushue saying, I think we're into it, and I would tend to agree with him.
Yeah. You okay with that? Of course.
I didn't think Ryan would still be that fast. We hadn't played that side for him. I think you're just literally up the hill and then just comes down.
So indeed playing that thick double peel. Like the shooter to roll away as much as they can if made.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, moves the yellows around.
Okay.
Leaves the centers up.
Good try. Sneaky.
Probably still drawing, eh? Unless you can make that. No.
Not bad, Ty. It's okay, pal. Okay.
Top floor. 15 and a half.
Been there. Yeah. That's a very weird shot.
Yep.
Run a guard back with.
Yep.
Run a guard with 6 seconds and not kill anything in the house. Touching rocks. We have a run back on the red right now.
Top floor. I think we're there. Weight's good.
Top 8. Full 4, guys. Top 8. Line's good. Half 4. Full Line's 4. Good.
Full 4.
Full 4. Line's good. It's getting late. Full 4, guys.
Nichols wrapping another one around this center guard. Like this to stop above the tee. It's still going. Again, hits the brakes in that slide path too.
Yeah, curled a mile at the end there as well.
Turn a little low on the red.
Good judge.
Yep.
The only bad news is it actually over curled. There was no run back on the red if that curled a little bit less, but as it stands, they might be able to have, they might have enough angle to get all 3 of these moving.
Yeah. Just a little more.
Got to hit almost everything you can see. Just a shade on the center line side here, run it back into that top red. Probably only get 2 of them out of the house, but you could move all 3 of them.
Yeah, getting 2 out is the key here. At least give yourself a chance to keep the big end in play. Gets unlucky. Jams on the back one.
It is 4th shot though, so not terrible.
Yep, pretty good result.
Good sweep. Yeah, I was going to ask who's shot between those 2.
Yeah, even though it was a little unlucky, sitting
Are we 2-3?
second and third, the most important part.
Yeah, I wanted that to curl a little more, and that top one would have, I don't think it would have left the house, but it would have spilled out towards the edge more, but at least it loosened up both. Now you have multiple yellow run backs, where before that was the challenge. There's no hooks there on the guards.
Should curl. We're just thinking the same thing. Let him roll, and then we freeze.
We'll see where it rolls.
Yep. Weight's good.
Mark. Yep. Whoa. Mark. Lead. Whoa.
Changing gears a little bit, but still trying to get underneath if they can.
Curl. Roll a bit. Okay.
Just rolls to the side of the button. Good angles. Doesn't quite get all the way under though.
I love the low plant on the yellow.
You roll it right under and he makes the run plunge.
I think it's the guard onto that one. Try to stick it. Oh, we could throw. What? We could throw normal again. Okay, let's throw peel then. Yep.
He's going to try to run this guard onto the higher red rock, roll the shooter away a bit.
Still 2 more shots to throw for Jacobs after this too. Just trying to give themselves an opportunity to put up a 2 or a 3.
While also opening up the middle to make sure they have a shot for at least 1.
Makes the double, but rolls the Raise Rock out. Multiple points getting harder now for Jacobs.
Yeah, they were surprised by how little this curled.
Sorry, Cupsy.
I think you want to leave just enough.
Trying to get a little tighter on you.
Kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. You ever know? I don't love that because he just does this. That if he plugs it, Mark, we can draw around. It's a pretty easy chase and tap.
Square it up then.
The difference from that.
Glue it or. At least if we glue it.
Spot compared to your guys' intern going away, just that little bit of bite. Both of those are very straight.
There? Well, he runs it. I was thinking high enough that when he plays the run, we can draw around again. There. That's sort of what I was thinking, but if you like it. I just think if you did that, I think he could do this, roll it off, and
I think if we're coming in, we try and make it perfect. Sure.
Yeah, that's my gut.
Okay.
And if it's a little light, sure.
As long as he's got to spill when he runs in off.
Yeah.
Draw around.
Quick in this spot. As quicker, or the same?
Turn center line.
Yeah, this is fastest one sheet. You're 15 and a half to tee. So it's faster then?
Yeah.
Faster. This is the quickest spot we've seen.
Okay. You saw Tyler's. He got his a little tight, but yeah, definitely curl. Go ahead. You're out turn. I do. Okay.
So fastest spot on the sheet according to Jeff Walker, and he threw this a couple times this end. Trying to get right to the nose of it.
Maybe a little less. Give you just outside nose and get a little curl.
Gushue's done a very good job the last couple ends of controlling the center of the sheet, keeping Jacobs chasing. The setup. Steal once again.
Line's good. Yeah, little tight of anything. No, line's good. Hair. Line only. Whoa. Little tight. We're bumping the hair. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Keep it square. Close. Yep. Keep it square. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Little bit of a tap, little bit of an angle.
Yeah, under curls just a hair. They wanted to get all the way to the nose on that.
Yeah, the line is the most important thing there. Is nose looks like both go now on the run.
Yeah, and I think you could stick the run rock over behind the corner guard too. So just the tap wouldn't have been that bad if it got all the way to the nose.
Shoot, good toss. I thought it was going to come in that curl a little more coming in for you. I don't think
You want middle or you want a millimeter?
Plugs that we should be able to just play a little quiet hit and home. I just gotta hope he doesn't.
Whoa.
Jacobs looking for dead nose on this run. Big shot here in the sixth.
Curl.
They just have not been able to figure out that run around the center line.
Yeah, you could probably put it in a. You could get cute and try and get it like.
Good try. No.
Yeah. There and
Yeah, you got to make sure you guard it though.
Chelsea, it seems as though they've all been just papering by the rocks in the house too.
Yeah, a little snake bit on the runbacks right now. They seem to like the throws for the most part. We see that same spot going the other direction, that intern curling quite a bit, and that one didn't really do much at all.
Just cheat and tuck it enough, yes.
I think we're shooting for here, and if it's perfect, we'll take it to there.
Yeah, you still, I don't want to leave a hole.
No, I know. Right? I think if you leave it so it's, you got maybe a centimeter total.
I got to give you probably 12 feet less, eh?
Trying to take away both the hole and the run back on the what's going to be the left-hand guard when we get the overhead here, because that's the better angle. From the right side, it's hard to kill both of those reds, but from the left side, you could plant it. So trying to kind of accomplish two things at once here for Brad Gushue.
Line's good.
Center guard being thrown by Gushue with his last and six.
Line's good. Right on the logo. Room. Line's good. Go ahead. Whoa, right there. Whoa. Just pass that. Line's good. Whoa. Right there. Yep. Line's good. Yep. Just to me. Whoa,
right
whoa.
Hit the brakes and not leave a hole.
Yes.
It's pretty much perfect.
I think he got it there far enough that they can't run that left side.
Yeah, that was the key, and now Jacobs thinking maybe slashing that side one in very thin.
Yeah, I'm not sure how else you score, though. I don't know that running the other one you can even score one.
Falling out of the half there.
Shouldn't do much here, Brad, I don't think. Trying to hit it about here.
And you definitely have more of a chance of losing one playing the higher Yellowstone, the guard that's on the A on the AMJ logo. So you're playing the more difficult shot, but there is a chance you can score. It's just really thin.
Yeah, and you have to stick it too. So this actually potentially could end up in the blank, I think, if you hit it right.
It's possible. A lot of weight, really thin. Just catching the back of that top red stone. Jacobs playing big weight, final rock, sixth end.
Hard.
Okay, try, Brad.
Just papers by the top one. Does lose one, but it's another steal for Gushue. They have now taken the lead. First time in this game, 3-2 after 6 ends.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Might be able to get one. Yeah, I didn't want him to play the intern run for.
Hey boys, good try, Brad. Sorry.
We're good.
Yes. For real.
We're good.
I'm really thin. So, this situation.
The 7th end. 3 consecutive singles by Gushue, enough to take the lead. 3-2 on to the 7th. Always interesting watching the chess match in this 7th end. Chelsea, one team down by 1 with hammer. How they play it out. A lot of teams now with 5 rock playing harder at getting the blank than what we've seen before. As percentages would tell us in the past that 1 up without somewhere around 58% to 1 down with 42. But that's changed a little bit with 5 rock and how teams approach the 7th end. Now that the blank has gone after a little bit harder, Gushue going to the center guard, and we'll see where Jacobs goes with their first stone.
Yeah, I think that the challenge is, last I looked, the numbers were still similar, around 55-45, even with the 5 rock rule, but
very slight change, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem for Team Jacobs in trying to get 2 is if you ever get forced, you're dead. So I think a lot of it is just we'd rather not even try to get 2 and then not take any risk of really being forced. So you just kind of get that early bail and they take their blank and go to the 8th, 1 down with the hammer. The other thing is that these teams would know, those are the general stats for teams in the top, whatever, but they would know their own team stats, and some teams are really good at converting the hammer in the 8th end and getting that 2 points, and so then therefore you'd be more comfortable with that being 1 down versus what the general stats would tell you.
Sorry, pal. Well, I probably got
first one glides to the back of the forefoot.
Wait close. Go ahead then. Wait close.
Gushue with that rock going behind the tee line. Electing to follow, come into the rings. Very often we've seen the double centers in this situation. But that second rock kind of dictates what you throw, too.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised they didn't go double center, but this tells me that for Brad Gushue, the opposite, you're not that upset if Brad Jacobs blanks this end. So by throwing the double centers is playing a hard force, which would be a good result, but this tells me that he's pretty okay with the blank.
Yeah.
So not quite as quick going away here, and it sat for a while, but a couple feet slower.
You watched a bit of that? Got a few more rocks to get some angles.
Connor Negavan playing the intern following down. Trying to get by the guard. Can't tick this off the center line or that will come out of play. Oof, good sweep to get by.
Great sweep by Mark Kennedy.
Good.
Moves the rocks around a little bit as well, and you do want those rocks a little separated.
Yep.
Don't want to bunch them up too much. You're trying to play 0 or 2.
What's that? Yeah, a little slower on the inside path there. Yeah, good shot.
Yep. Little bit.
Gonna
Yep.
go.
Little bit.
Yeah. Hard.
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 Hard
Screw
line.
it early, guys. Hard.
Hard line.
Hard.
Go,
Hard.
guys.
A few of these have looked like this.
Hard, Jeff. Go.
Keep an angle.
Hard,
Keep an
Jeff.
angle.
Go,
Hard.
go, go, go.
Right to it. Right to it. Right to it.
Hard. Never off, Jeff. Never off it. Never off it. Never off. Okay.
Over curls to the opposite side.
Well, I would love one more freeze on it, and then we can start peeling.
Straight peel or angles are pretty good.
Good shot. Sometimes we like going one deeper here, and then you're running it onto our color. Yeah. Honestly, the closer you get to nose, the better. Sure.
Quick conversation between Jacobs and Kennedy. Mark just going halfway down, talking about exactly where they want this stone, making sure they're good with going into the house. Mark wanted one more. Brad agrees.
Yeah, Tyler was thinking the straight peel originally, and Mark saying that this is what Team Jacobs would usually do, get one in there, and then when you throw a peel or a run or whatever, you've got a rock that's not going anywhere. I like the freeze.
Yeah, they like running, if they're going to run, to their own stone.
Right.
This is going to bounce off a little, though, and that's not where you want it. Bruised a little bit.
Yeah, overswept it a touch there. That side was a bit heavier because it had sat. So then it's always a bit of a guessing game as far as how many rocks is it going to take to speed it up, and
Right on the nose.
took one less than they thought it might.
I got you. Yeah.
Hair high's okay, but nose is probably pretty good. What are you seeing?
Gotta be close.
Okay.
Kind of 4 feet, 6 feet.
Little hard. Back line.
This will allow Botcher to try to move these stones around a little bit.
Clean. Curl.
Stay on top of them. Top 4, top 8.
Curl. Just through. Curl.
Curl.
Clean. Curl. Whoa, 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 whoa. Really good.
Had good angles now for Team Gushue.
Yeah, some trouble again here for Team Jacobs. Those angles are very favorable for red rocks right now.
Gonna have to have a closer look now.
I kicked a little hard, and I kind of let it go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Might not move it enough. Thanks.
Chelsea, what's the ideal shot here as they're lining this up to play some weight? Here's.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure honestly, but I think they're trying to hit this hard kind of through the hole and clip that other red on the way through maybe. I don't think you'll kill it, but you could maybe move it out of the 4 foot, 8 foot and just open up your scoring area a bit. There you go.
Yeah, just like that. Really well done by Tardy. Proves the situation dramatically for Jacobs.
Yeah, from trouble to sitting 2 and no double for Team Gushue. Really nice shot there by Tyler.
Nose, nose.
Really nice.
You ever freeze the back yellow?
I don't know if the best result was touching our yellow or not.
Yeah,
I think
freeze
this
is
best
fine.
too.
Were you thinking try to get rid of that yellow?
That was my first thought, but that doesn't mean it's right. I like the freeze or the run back.
No, we just discussed this. Usually it is.
Freeze is good. You guys like this? Okay.
It's the best result, I think.
See in here.
Yeah, it's insane.
I don't think this is going to go crazy.
Yeah, you got it.
Trying to run the guard back into that red stone, stick 2 reds and sit. Yellow will still be shot, but red could be second, third, and fourth here.
Hard, hard, hard,
Right to it. You still got it.
hard, hard.
Okay.
Okay, Mark.
stick it, but does keep the raised rock
I thought it was going to make
in the
it for
top of the forefoot.
Got sugar.
Yeah, just a little tight right out of hand. They were sweeping that right away,
nose is
so
pretty good, but-
either slid a little tight or didn't set it much. Still not a bad result, but sticking that second one was pretty big.
What did we see? Oh, Brad threw 11 half. You threw that.
Thought I was going to make it for you.
Yeah. Brad said he
But it was in the
used all
same
of his
spot at the second
Probably
reel.
has half of this from the hack, maybe a touch more.
He's coming from the further hack too, though, so he probably has a little less than a right-handed player would have. This is a spot that really curls, though, so it should be there to get close to nose and tap this out.
Easy, Ty. I'm out there, guys. Straight.
Would love to get to nose if Kennedy can here. Even gets a roll to the opposite side, but doesn't lose the red. It's
Yeah.
not a wide open double.
Little light maybe, and they got on the carve awfully early on that. In a swingy spot, you want to try to wait as long as you can before you start to carve it. They did it for a second, and sometimes that can drag the speed off it a little bit too.
Sure.
Even with a carve, that should have been plenty.
Yeah. We want to get rid of both the yellows.
Mark very surprised at how much it came down.
A
So
rock. Okay. Well, this is ideal. I think if you do that, you probably get rid of them.
Yep, yep.
If you're throwing an 8.
An inch or two low.
Any double and stick around here for Gushue, a good
Same
result.
way. Yep.
Love to get this underneath the center as well.
Oh,
I think to make the double, you probably have to get a little underneath.
Curl. Curl. Shooter, shooter, shooter. Hard, hard, hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go.
Moves it far enough to sit 2, close for third count. Just need to get up a little bit more.
Shift.
Yeah, it looks to me like yellow is third, and Brad agrees. But the good news for Team Gushue is there's no double on those two, no double and stick anyway on those two reds.
A little bit of the straighter side, but I'll still get some curl. That's hack. 12 and a half. Trying to think if we've seen much here.
Make sure all the screws are tight.
Oh, yeah, it's screws. Okay.
Ah, but
Kennedy's going to have another try at hack weight. Coming around the guard, trying to get to nose.
yeah, it was on
May be able to get a little inside as well.
Watch the roll. It might roll out. Ready, Brennan? It's got a chance. Go, 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 go.
Rolls
Go, get it out.
all the way to
Go.
close.
Oh.
They think it may be off the
You know
rings.
what to tell you.
It's just a little bit of a battle on those finesse shots right now, trying to figure out when it's turning, when it isn't. Opposite sides of the sheet, though.
Yeah, the two sides are just different. The left-hand side of the sheet, as we look at it here, the left-hand side is curling significantly more than the right-hand side. So Mark threw both of those with similar weight, and the first one really curled and came off, and the second one went very, very straight.
I thought I might actually get a little bit of curl there. I know
Do we want to take the big arc here?
I didn't think it was going to do that.
Yeah, that we did 2 ends ago. Well, this is. No, it just got there 2 ends ago.
We full 8 or nibbling 4?
I think if we can go half the 4 foot here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Same weight as 2 ends ago, or has it come back at all?
So sitting at least 1. Coming around the center guard again. Good opportunity for Gushue to put a little pressure on. Again, coming under their own guard as well. Makes a big difference on this shot.
Good. Little bit of room.
Line's good.
Line's good. Line's good.
Wait, wait. Line's good.
Line's good.
Definitely doesn't look heavy.
No, it sure doesn't.
Sweeper's really going now. Need to touch 8 to make sure they're sitting at least 2. And this looks short.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
stops for third or fourth count, depending. Well, fourth regardless.
Yeah, I think fourth.
Didn't think we'd have to work it that hard. Oh, shoot.
Here, guys, here. Colin, guys, here.
Yeah, we're second.
Thought I threw that more than hard enough to get.
Yeah, I did too. I same thing. I thought with sweeping we'd get it. Similar to.
Let's find the easiest shot out here.
Smart veteran move by Mark Kennedy there.
Well, it's one that you can't miss 11 times in a row. apparently. Mark's words, not mine.
It's true. Yeah, then it's for 2, and you might end up losing one of yours. I know what you're saying.
What do you like, Connor?
He hasn't played us very much.
Hey, are we good?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's going to draw. We'll see. I feel like he's trying to roll a rock. What's your weight here? 11 and a half?
So they must believe that they're
Forward? Yeah.
second
Nose
if they're
plays.
hitting this backstone, or confidently.
Yeah, they do. Brad said it right away, and Mark said it again just now that they
Yeah.
think that they're second. So, yeah, if they didn't think they were, I don't think they'd be hitting this. But
Yeah,
they
you
talked
have
about,
to be very confident, too.
for sure. They talked about the draw still, though, because if they hit this, there could still be, there's still a world in which Brad Gushue plays a draw, and then you might give up a steal.
Mark down to chat some more now with the timeout called. If you're playing that hit, you're daring Gushue to make that draw. He'll play it.
Doesn't look very good. That's, yeah. Okay.
I thought they'd play the
Well, I
draw
think we
right
just
from the
wanna
start
bite
on
the
this. I just don't want to give Gushue that out where if he makes it really good, might win the game. I mean,
Where did
get
you
the
have
steal
here?
to
Sorry.
go up 1. You beat him to that spot, you're set up for a 2 pretty well.
Well, as long as it curls enough. My only concern would be leaving it open because he can tap his red onto it with a soft weight shot unless you get to at least splitting center line, I think. So you got to get this in a good spot. I like the call, but it's a precise draw, and they've been struggling with precision. So I think I see both sides. But this was Brad Jacobs' first instinct, so I think he let him throw it.
Whatever lines up to the jam on the one in the back of the 8-foot is right where you want this, as long as it's not deep and lining up to that. If you're above the tee line, top 4, even biting 4-foot, and the short run is angled into that rock in the back of the 8s, you're in very good shape.
Line's good.
They do play the
Let 'em in,
intern
yep.
come around.
Hard line, guys. Line's good. Room. Line's good. Line's good. Still Tyler's rock. Close. Okay.
Needs to stop. It's going to go behind the tee line again. Just barely.
Okay, Brad. Good throw. Good throw.
That will allow Gushue to chase. Follow down on the same path.
Yeah, they had to sweep that a little bit for line at one point. They didn't want to for weight, so probably needed a little more ice to make it properly.
Same speed. I think your last one might have picked a little bit. I got to give you more though, right?
The plus for Gushue on this shot, too, is even if it's not made perfectly, out counting the one in the back of the 12-foot, your absolute worst-case scenario is going to be down 1 with. So there's not a lot of fear in playing this shot.
Line's good.
Back 4.
Whoa, Logan. Not bad. Back tee.
Whoa, whoa.
Curl.
Whoa.
Curl. There.
Whoa.
Back
whoa,
4.
Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
Let it dig. Let it dig. Let's try it. Curl.
That's just a little heavy. chips, rolls off.
Not sure why the hesitation to curl from Brendan there. Brad kept yelling curl, and Brendan kept saying, whoa, if that hits more of the yellow, it would have stayed for shot.
You started arcing it. I thought we could have got it right in there.
It makes you wonder if he thought it was going to get in the slide path and die, like we've seen some other draws, but it did not.
I just don't think you could hurt it by carving it.
Yeah, I thought Mark was arcing it there. I thought we could have got it.
I was worried we were going to chip it and roll an extra half a rock and maybe leave him a couple off this back one. But I guess we could have hit it a little thicker. It might have stayed a little higher.
Yeah, there's the explanation.
Yeah, you can only go on what you see. Brendan thought there was a chance maybe they leave a double if it clicks harder. But we'll leave Jacobs the draw for 2. His final rock. 7th end. All important point here.
Line's good. Go ahead, Ty. Hard, make sure for line. Line's good. Line's good. Just button. Line's good.
No need to move the back one. Already sitting 1.
Your line's okay anyway. Line's good.
Will settle just enough. Move the yellow just a little bit.
Yeah. 2 yellow.
But not too far. They do get the 2. So Jacobs, big draw on his last, to take the 4-3 lead after 7, going to the 8th end.
Yeah, I think so.
I did.
No, I don't think we go doubles.
We're adding distance. Yeah.
Yeah, we go straight.
I just didn't want
Well,
to give
we've
a shot
talked a lot.
Well, that's a weird thing. I don't want to.
We haven't really swept one pillar to post, but when I looked at the clock and saw 16-6, it's going to be a hard press to get
quick
it
here.
in
That
play.
should be real close.
4.
Yeah.
8th end of action here. Our feature matchup, the AMJ Players Championship. Last leg of the Grand Slam of Curling Tour.
Pardon?
Brad Jacobs with the 2 in the 7th leads Brad Gushue 4-3. Gushue with hammer. Tyler George here with Chelsea Carey. Chelsea hasn't been a lot of room for scoring in this matchup. All the 2s have been created with the final couple shots.
Halfway tight.
Yeah,
all 2 of them.
All 2 of them, yeah. We've seen a little trouble with the runbacks, which is how you set up deuces in a lot of these kinds of games, and they're just having a hard time connecting in the house, so then the rocks just stay frozen, and then it's taking a great shot late. That
We had 2 timeouts or 1?
Brad Gushue won't be happy with that. His last one there was a really good opportunity to maybe steal, and now this one slides, I think, into the house.
Sorry, guys.
A rare mistake from Jeff Walker in a key spot.
I don't remember the last time I saw Jeff do that. That never happens.
Yeah, I get the speed right.
Negavan can hit this stone as it is on the top 12 foot.
Weight's good.
I don't hate this ball. Sometimes you play ends like this.
Really would like to turn this over and get it onto the rings.
And all of a sudden you get.
Oh, great carve.
Great sweep, Tyler.
That was
Rolls it all the way underneath.
Really impressive carve from Tyler Tardy there. That looked like it had no chance of getting over there. That is the swingier side, but still, you just watch the different shape it takes when he starts sweeping it, and then you know that it's having an effect.
Find its way there.
Still needs to curl a little. Mine's good. I get a curl
We gotta get Brendan some WD-40 for his broom. It's got a little squeaky in there.
I hope it's his broom and not his knees.
Yeah.
So it was me, that might be the opposite.
Yeah, oh, it would be my knee or hip or something for sure.
It could be any number of things.
Yeah, some part of my body more likely to break down than my equipment.
Good. Edge of rings is the ice. Speed's very good here. Yeah.
I thought he was just going to roll like 2 rocks.
Yeah. Actually, might have had a little heavy. T-line! T-line, back 4. T-line. Back 4, guys. Back 4, back 4, back 4.
Just a little heavy.
Good, Tyler. Good throw.
Stops back button. Not a bad spot at all when you're
Where's that
playing
one?
force or steel.
Yeah, in a different circumstance, that's the worst possible spot. In this case,
If this was tied.
Yeah, in this case for Team Jacobs, they don't mind it there because if Brendan follows it down, you can follow him down, and there's still no room for a deuce unless they open something up.
Oh, I know.
Still would have liked it above the tee line, but not a disaster.
Really good.
Yeah, you're cutting down the scoring space considerably back there, and you're buried.
Yeah.
I think they'll take that.
Definitely.
Hard!
This is quite a bit tighter line than
Hard for
yours.
line!
This looks like it needs to go, too.
Top 4.
I know, he's going to be on the...
Yep, come on, freeze on this one.
But both teams have really had trouble with this turn, going both ways with over curling.
Yeah, that we heard Mark Kennedy a number of ends ago say it's just hard to keep it straight enough on that side. It's just got that much extra curl, and because it's dished, the problem with dished is taking more ice doesn't help you because the further out you go, the more it's going to curl, and I think that's what they're running into a bit.
It's the opposite of what we're seeing on the end sheets as well, too, with which side of the sheet is curling more. As obviously coming off the wall side on sheet A would be the same in-turn going down, out-turn coming back, but that's been the straighter side as we always see with arena curling.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's peaked between these two sheets. Between A and B, it's a little bit high. That walkway between is a little bit high, so they're curling in opposite directions of each other.
T-line.
Big shot here from Tyler Tardy if he can get this just around that rock, the top of the 8-foot.
Needs to sit.
They hit roll off hard.
Still a good spot.
Yeah, it is.
Getting tougher and tougher for Gushue to find 2.
Roll ours behind the corner.
Yeah, good shot, buddy.
They need to rattle some rocks around here for Team Gushue, I think, and that's what they're looking at.
Like, just here.
Yep.
7.5.
Yep.
Great shots.
Yep.
Close.
Curl, 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 curl. Good. Sit.
And opens up the center and clears another yellow. Very good result there.
I would like to stick the guard in the corner, but still significantly better now. Great shot there from Brendan Botcher.
Good shot. Mine stayed as a guard, but
He agrees.
I don't mind it. I mean, I guess guarding his red, at the end of the day.
I also kind of wanted to make sure we
Just
had
a little
to
more.
rearrange it somehow. So.
Just a little more, I think, on this spot. 10.5, guys. Clean it. Clean.
Just trying to roll away a little bit. It's pretty much perfect. Good touch from Kennedy.
Freeze, jiggle. Just bump it a little bit. Yeah. Probably seeing this.
Looks like an in.
Throw the button line.
I know, I'm just thinking more he's going to have an
Only got a bump
chance
it.
here.
Looks like
Kind of way you want to play at this?
He makes a play here in the pocket. If we're looking to blast, the corner comes into play. Yeah.
It's a little freeze tap, I think, coming here from Mark Nichols. Try to get close to the nose of that higher yellow stone and just jiggle the two around and create a bit of a pocket back there.
Back 12. Back 12.
Curl. Curl. Back 12. Weights close. Curl. Go back 12. Curl. Curl. Keep going.
Curl.
Keep going. Keep going.
Curl, keep going, keep going, keep going. Whoa, whoa, now, whoa. Okay, pretty good.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it does the trick for sure.
Right on the nose with some weight. Nose. Yep. Let's go out turn nose. You okay with that?
A little 1 foot less weight, a shade thinner.
Heel?
These ones are a little scary because you want to hit it on the nose. You can't afford to hit it a little high or a little low. So pressure here from Mark Kennedy a little bit.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, good shot from Kennedy.
Good, guys. Good sweep.
Red goes away. That's the only important thing on that shot, but keeping the shooter right where it's at. Still blocks off the 4 foot.
Try and freeze.
Makes the freeze not real easy.
Almost have to throw that one back. Come on really hard. Right at the broom and just go like this.
This. Freeze. Okay.
Instead of trying to jab it tight, just let it go.
Yeah.
That was back 12.
That was almost back line, yeah. Weight's good.
Weight's good.
T-line plus.
Okay.
No, T-line.
Weight's good.
See if Nichols can lock this one on. Still trying to find a 2 somewhere.
Yep, perfect. We're there. Line over. Whoa. Needs a curl.
Little straighter side.
Whoa. Always Brendan.
Needs to finish.
Whoa, no touch, don't touch. Whoa. Ah. Good try, Mark.
I think Gushue was hoping for that tiny little redirect at the end there, but just barely misses the rock on the top of the 4 foot.
Yeah, he was trying to just feather that one. It's such a hard line call though, because if you hit it a little too thick, you're not happy.
3/4.
Leaves a similar type shot, an easier one now for Brad Jacobs. If he can roll this away with Peel, lose that back one. Not a lot of options for Gushue for 2, but don't want the shooter to stay dead behind the one on the top of the 12 foot either.
Yeah, I think they're going to change turns here.
I'm wondering he'll just do this. Okay.
So Mark Kennedy threw what would be Mark's out turn, but would be Brad's in turn. Brad going to throw his out turn now that they have a little bit more space. I like this turn. Easier to make the red go this way.
Clean. Yep. Hard. Hard. Watch your shooter, guys. Yep.
Okay.
That's good, Brad. Good shot.
Time out.
Gotta be shot though.
There's a curl there.
Well, I guess you don't have to.
Shot.
Yeah.
I know.
Time out.
I'm back. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you make a real precise roll, but this one's almost helping us.
I think it's better than rolling dead berry. I think it's a pretty good shot. Yeah.
Great. Same shot. Well, it's either that or yeah.
I think they still have what, 1 left?
My only concern is if we're not your third shot, he taps.
I know we can come in, but he probably just does something like that. Or he guards, yeah.
If we get second shot though, then it's.
Problem is, getting second shot is it just not going to leave him a nose. You know what I mean?
Great shots, pal. Those are nice draws. Yeah. Put a little heat on the in the end.
I'm good with the hit and roll if you like that.
Hit and
Try and get
roll
it square. The problem is he still, if he guards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Well, it makes it easier because here, like, it might jam in.
You ever just make the double and leave it here?
It's probably the perfectly second shot on the inside of this yellow, and we won't really be able to smash it.
Just point refuse.
I think.
Chels, what's your preference here? They're going back and forth between the hit and roll and the freeze.
I like the freeze. Because if you make the freeze properly, I don't think Brad Jacobs can get it out of there. So then you're going to give yourself a chance at something. The challenge is you have to be second shot. So you don't need to be shot, but you need to be second. So you need to stay on the center line side of this a little bit. If it over curls, then they could just ignore it because they're sitting two. But if you make this properly, then even the run, the side run, my challenge with the hit and roll is you have to make it so perfect to not leave Brad Jacobs this out-turn 3/4 high run to kill it. This way that other yellow actually ends up helping you in that sense.
So they are playing the freeze and like to stay just a little bit high. Don't want to separate these rocks at all. So that would give more room for that short smash in to lose the red.
It's good, it's good. Room. Top four. Room.
So the line, fairly important, the weight more important.
Room to it. Always marks.
There.
Not
Still
curling.
needs to finish. Again, I've seen this turn under curl all day. Pretty much the same as what we've seen. Jacob should have no issue making that one go away.
Yeah, and the challenge,
Looks so good until the hog line.
the weight is all there on its own too. If that had a foot or two less weight, they could have maybe played with the sweeping a little bit, but it was the right weight to make the shot if they had less ice.
The double won't be super hard, but how does the nose look? Well, the 5 is probably gone, guys.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out.
So we know the red's going away if made. Just a matter of where you want to leave the shooter, and they're thinking that nose is going to be kind of a tough double because there's a really snug pocket. So it could easily come off one, off the other, and back up.
Yeah, I don't think it's a tough double to make, it's a tough double to stick.
Right.
So I think right on the nose is ideal. Just like that.
Yeah, that's really good. Very tough to score with how those are angled. They would have liked to have it curled just a touch more, but yeah, if that rolls 2 inches on that line, it's even tougher yet.
Even an inch, yeah.
And now you can whisker it still and stick.
Still not easy, but...
No, not by any means. Good shot. Basically just redirecting off the higher yellow stone.
Yeah, I actually wonder if you could almost hit the low one just first and kiss it sideways enough.
Probably enough to get shot rock.
To make it, you're close to that. Like, you sort of almost have to play it to miss the top one, or else it's with 7.5. It's just so hard to stick your shooter.
It's almost simultaneous.
Yes.
Big words up here in the booth before the final shot of the 8th end. Gushue trying to drag this to an extra end. And good enough. Will stay 4-shot rock. Get the single. Bonus curling here. The second morning draw of the second day of the event. Jacobs and Gushue will go to the extra end. Jacobs with hammer. We'll be back shortly.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Extra end here in our 11:30 a.m. feature matchup. Brad Gushue, Brad Jacobs tied up at 4. Jacobs will have hammer. Great shot from Brad Gushue. Finish off that 8th end just to get the single, but obviously Chelsea major advantage. Jacobs now going to the extra end, but with the no tick zone rule, always a chance for the team trying to steal.
Yeah, and we have seen draw weight and line be a little bit tricky on this sheet too, so that always increases your chances of a steal as well.
That one's going to come up short. That's another guard for Gushue. Not a good miss there from Negavan.
So surprised again. That was Mark Kennedy telling Connor he liked the throw and didn't end up in a good spot at all. So they're still trying to figure out one side to the other and different paths. It could be a thing with a rock too. It seems like it's Connor who's getting burnt by the light draws when they like them more so than anybody else.
You know, what I would do is put it in that 4-foot circle. That's the idea, you know?
You should tell them that.
Yeah,
what a concept.
I forgot to turn the two-way mic on again. No, definitely some difficulty with tracks.
Yeah.
On this sheet, both teams guessing. And these are two very experienced teams, obviously, that you would expect to have a handle on those things if there's consistency to it. Something we really didn't see much at all in the women's or men's worlds, where players talked from game one with both events about how great the conditions were and how consistent it was.
Yeah, which is what you want to see for sure. And I imagine they'll get this figured out. Having had enough events in this arena, they know
That's top of the button.
what it takes to make it good, but it's just a little bit faster today, but then they're struggling with a little bit of inconsistency from path to path.
Yeah, by no means is the ice bad. Right
No,
now.
and it's got lots of curl.
A little
and
bit inconsistent on speed, according to what the players are seeing.
Yeah. Just some surprising spots.
Good judge, Ty. Even then, coming in the house corner, I thought you were like...
That one right to the top of the button. Really important shot from Negevin on his second. Get that top button position. Now again, this turn that we've seen over curl and die consistently. Great sweep to get that by. That looked like it was all over one of the guards. Carries right down to the top of the forefoot.
This could be a fun one if it's hit right. Every rock on the sheet could move.
See what Tardy can come up with. Would love to see all these rocks move, as Chelsea alluded to. Just going to see the one for now.
Front out, guard the red right off.
I got that spot being quite
Now they really want to line these up.
Throw high guard.
Oh, good.
Not leave the double peel where the shooter can roll away.
Yeah, that one had a little bit of angle, so it was a pretty good opportunity, but
yeah, squared up with our
still trying to figure out the in-turn going to the middle, going this way really curls a lot even with weight, and the out-turn is quite a bit straighter. So that's, again, that little bit of slanted shape to this sheet.
Okay, we're over. It's over, it's over. Bottom of that high logo. Whoa, then. Whoa, if it's that defense. Weight's good. Okay. Line's good. Line's good. Line's a little tight.
I agree. I think we're still trying to get them moving, but I hear you.
Draper's making sure this gets over the hog line. Really needs to go.
Go, 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 go. Okay. Oh,
That's going to come up short.
Victor, you're 7 slow. It's done that a couple times.
Wow.
It's just the double steal.
So now,
But if you do,
again, great opportunity to get all these moving. You will very likely make Gushue's shot.
Most likely,
if
yeah.
you make this, but worth it to clear open the front.
And I think your shot rock is actually the most detrimental rock to you right now if you're Brad Jacobs, so you don't mind leaving Gushue shot as long as you unlock that freeze.
Big shot from Tyler Tardy. Trying to catch this high enough to get them all going. This is the back two. Not a bad result at all. Get rid of those guards and the shooter goes off.
Real good. We're shot still, yeah.
And the good thing for Jacobs is, Mark Kennedy alluded to, they are still shot rocks, so Gushue will have to move those stones at some point.
I mean, eventually his play is going to be to just bump it right on the nose.
Mark doing our job for us again.
He said that he would. Well, it's perfect.
Yeah.
The Mark Kennedy show continues on our broadcast here today.
Yeah, I think if he talked anymore, might have to tell the boss that he gets the guest appearance fee for the booth.
He maybe already should.
With Brad's mic off, or not being on in the first place. Mark has really carried the load for his team. Made things easier on us.
Good. Good toss.
Quick decision just for the straight peel here for Jacobs.
It's getting a little flat down there. That's clean.
Good clean throw from Kennedy there. No problem at all.
Guard.
Definitely still at least one more guard.
Yeah, same spot.
Chelsea, you go 2 more if you're Brad looking ahead.
Yeah, I think you probably do.
With this setup, I think you have to.
Yeah, I don't think if you play it any sooner, you're just leaving Brad Jacobs too many chances to smash rocks out of there.
2 chances is too many.
Exactly. Well, and I'm just not sure that when you go away from the guard, it's because you're thinking that they might not peel it, but I think Brad Jacobs is always going to peel it. Right. So I think you're forced to throw that extra guard in this situation, knowing that he won't switch gears.
Yeah, if the guard is made well, I can't envision a shot that Brad would play anything other than the peel.
No,
there'd be something that would help him.
Yes, exactly. So I think
Brad,
that's
any way of rolling in.
That's the reason.
I just see you having a blast on your last one, and
boy, hard to roll in and out count the one that you're chipping off of with where this rock is located.
Yeah,
if you're moving it far enough that
Yeah.
you're clearing it, then it's not a guard anymore.
We knifed one here.
Three of us thought it was over, but funny.
I believe that's.
I see what he's getting at though. Like
Yeah.
you don't if Brad Gushue makes a perfect tap on the nose and there's no way to kill them
Double
both.
extra.
Then, yeah, well, or I mean, you lose potentially if it
Possibly.
if it
If it
jams,
sticks,
if
yeah.
it's made well enough. So wanting to leave a catcher, but you're right. It's hard to roll your shooter in better than this red rock that's probably going to end up in the house as well.
Yeah, they're giving it a shot, and that's the key. It has to be third count.
Yes.
You make it. But you also have to move this rock far enough that
it's close.
It's not guarding anything.
Hard Connor.
It's thick enough to get it through. Oh, what a shot. That's so hard to do.
Yeah, good sweep.
Yeah, I cannot stress enough how finesse that is to get that on the paint and have the redstone go through the rings.
Now it's a lot more trouble for Brad Gushue. Now you might have to play this now. I don't think you can throw another guard now.
I don't know if
I was
we
worried
can
for
get
a
it in
second.
spot where
Good boy. Held it good.
so it might be worthwhile playing the freeze now. Let him blast it, and then lie two or maybe guard.
The only thing is at the end here, you might be able to put it in a spot where he has a hard time getting the top one and getting the right drag. Like if you tapped it a little this way,
Well, I think you move it.
and there was a little bit of angle, he can get the top.
Oh, I know,
one,
but
he's gonna-
we have to make sure we're lying two.
Where you move it.
Because if not, and he can get the drag, he can hit it on the other side, poke it out, and just leave that one and have this one count, right? So we'd have to make sure we popped it to like there, which then gives more precision. Like it's got to be friggin' perfect.
You could put it in a tricky spot for him. though. I just see
What do you guys like?
First thought was freeze.
Time
You wanna
out.
take the time now?
Time out, please.
I'm okay with
Freeze
the
now,
freeze.
you can light two.
I just think he's going to throw a bit of a spinner and he might get some action.
My thought was that. Because I think if we guard and he peels, our shot on the last
You got to move it too far.
is we got to move that to here.
Yeah.
He can get him moving, yeah.
That's what we're
Like even if we had the perfect angle, like I said to Brendan, I think he could probably poke it the other way and stuff it.
Yeah.
If we don't.
I think we're all on the same page. We got to freeze it.
If we make the freeze absolutely perfect, we may leave. Yeah, we may leave
You can
two
be
in the
a hair
rings.
high or low.
I think if
Just a
anything,
hair
it would
on
be
either
just
side, and you're good.
liver high.
It's all.
Well, I think if anything, you want it like
Square
frozen is
ideal.
probably not perfect. Bumping this frozen is probably perfect.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Two options here with the freeze, Chelsea, that they're talking about that give them a very good result. Just dead freezing to their own on the nose, or tapping to a dead freeze on the yellow one.
Yep.
And
Obviously,
Gushue thinks there's a very good chance that they could leave one, if not two, in if the first option is made. If it's just frozen red. Tap, the top red's probably going.
Yeah, for sure. If you tap the top red, I think goes. But even then, you're sitting one,
Still
so
a
you
good
can
spot, yeah.
you can throw a guard, you can sit two, you can kind of pick your poison. And at this point, I think that's the best they can hope for. So really good opportunity, but this needs to be a nearly perfect freeze.
It's got a bit of a tricky rock. One rock's been a little slow. And this next one slides really good.
Line's good.
Love to lock this on that stone, dead on the nose.
Hard. Just short of the rings.
Yeah, they're thinking light, and this is the heavier side. So if they already think light, it's not going to get there.
Curl bit.
Line's good. Line's good.
Curl. Biting. Good.
Line's good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Heard Kennedy talking about thinking that stone might be a little bit slow, too.
It's funny. Some seem to get chewed up, and some.
I felt like I was aggressive on the release there.
What do we like here?
We thought minimum. It just seems like we can't.
Yeah, no,
make anything up.
I didn't disagree with you, but I thought you could sweep that there.
Well, same as a couple ends ago. I thought we'd get yours there.
Okay.
Jacob's just going to rip that guard again. And now with
It's definitely
Gushue's last, change up what he just threw a little bit.
Are we trying to
They have to move that yellow stone out of count now.
Yeah, and they have to move it further than they want to have to move it, which is why they didn't throw the guard on purpose and on this first shot of Brad's. They're going to have to tap it almost to the back of the 8 foot, so then your angle better be really perfect on the 2 that are frozen.
I like that phrase. They're going to have to move it more than they want to have to move it. Just try to keep a straight face on that one.
It's
You're
true,
right.
though.
You're right.
I meant what I said.
Gonna have to move it more than you want to have to move it.
Because in a perfect world, you'd love to just tap this a rock or so, but to sit 2, you have to move it 3 or 4 feet, which means that you have to be so much more precise with the angle that your shooter stays on.
And hope that doesn't catch a weird spin
Yes.
on the tap,
Yeah.
which it could easily do with the
This
nose.
looks like just max broom if we're trying to get
The other challenge is with the house being as dead as it is, you have to throw more weight than you normally would have to move that rock that far too, so then there's more risk of your shooter spinning off one way or the other.
We're just trying to get nose to just a feather low.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So I heard a feather low, if anything, thinking that may play into just a tiny bit of a drag on the correct angle.
Yeah, I think they're looking to set up maybe a little bit of drag for Brad Jacobs' last.
Brad Gushue's final stone needs to get shot rock, so has to move the yellow at least a little bit. Heard hack weight. Plenty of weight already.
Hard, Jeff.
Curl, Jeff.
Hard.
Curl, you got it. Go.
Didn't move it far enough to get shot, so that will be handshakes. Final score, Jacobs, the 5-4 victory over Gushue in a hard-fought battle.
Hey, good job, guys. Good battle.
We'll close out the coverage quick after the extra end. We'll be back this afternoon, the 3:30 draw, 2 commentary draws. Myself and John Cullen will be on the call for Kim and Anderson. And making his broadcast debut with the Grand Slam of Curling. You heard it here, folks. Chris Plies in the booth with the venerable Brent Lang, who's going to show him the ropes. So tune in for both. I wouldn't want to miss the other one, too. So I may tune into the other game while we're doing the broadcast here. But for Tyler George and Chelsea Carey signing off, we will be back at 3:30. See you then.
It's not just a game. It's about touching it. It's easy to pick. I know what I'm like. It's a goal. It's a goal. And it's the choice of the champion.
When it comes to the game we love, having it right here makes all the difference.
Gold line new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer. The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared. I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And this is the choice of champions.